Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope students, you people are doing good in your home. Students, we have completed your chapter 2nd of history. Today, we will start the new chapter of geography, that is climate. Okay, here we are going to discuss the details of the climate of our country. Okay, that how the climate varies to the different part of our country. Okay, what are the variations, how the climate get controlled, what are the different the different places are having the different climates, what is the reason behind that all things. So that all things we are going to discuss in this chapter. So first of all, let's just see the introduction of that. So here it is the what are the variation of climate in India we have to see.
Do you drink cold lassi in summers and wear warm clothes in winters? This is because of the changes in weather. Weather is defined as the state of the atmosphere over an area at any point of time. Climate, on the other hand, refers to changes in weather.
So students, weather is defined here as the state of the atmosphere over an area at a point of time. Just write it down. You have to write the definitions of the different terms. So here you have to first write what do you mean by weather. So weather is defined as the state of the atmosphere over an area at any point of time.
Weather is defined as the state of the atmosphere over an area at any point of time. Climate, on the other hand, refers to the sum total of weather conditions and variations over a large area for a long period of time of more than 30 years.
So students, now the climate definition, just write it down. What is the definition of climate? It is the sum total of weather conditions and variations over a large area for a long period of time, more than 40 years. Okay, so it is a long time period we are talking about. So how we are defining it? It is like the sum total of weather conditions. And right now, before this only we have discussed about the definition of weather. Okay, so it is the climate is what? Climate is the sum total of the weather condition and variations. Variation means the different changes over a large area for a long period of time. For example, let's say more than 30 years. Okay.
India and other parts of Southeast Asia experience monsoon-type climate. There are slight variations in climate due to differences in temperature and precipitation.
So now it is saying that why in the different regions we are having the different climates. So it is saying here that there are slight variations in climate due to differences in temperature and precipitation from one region to another. Okay, in the different regions there are the different temperatures and different precipitation. Precipitation means what, students? Precipitation means the coming of water in the different forms like rainfall, okay, fog, snow, hailstorm. ये सारे जो examples है वो क्या है कि that in all these the water droplets are coming from the sky to the earth in the different forms, and this all forms together called as precipitation. Okay, so this is basically the basic reason why we are having the different climates in the different regions.
From one region to another. For instance, during summer, some areas areas of Rajasthan experience temperatures up to 50 degrees Celsius, whereas in Pahalgam, temperatures reach only 20 degrees Celsius. Interestingly, there is a lot of difference between day temperatures and night temperatures in some places, while in others, there is hardly any change. For example, in Thar Desert, temperatures rise to 50 degrees Celsius during the day and night temperature falls to 15 degrees Celsius. In places like Kerala, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, there is hardly any noticeable difference in day and night temperatures. Precipitation occurs in various forms in India. For example, in hilly regions in northern states, precipitation happens in the form of snowfall.
Okay students, that what I have just told you about the precipitation. So it is what? The different types of rainfall. So here rainfall occurs during the month of June to September, but in Tamil Nadu rainfall happens in October and November. And then it is saying there are different types of precipitation. So what it is showing here, it is the snowfall in the Himalayas. So in Himalayas there is not the rainfalls, but that is a different precipitation form. It is the snowfall. And why it is happening like this? Because of the different temperature. Okay.
Whereas in other parts of India, precipitation happens in the form of rainfall. In general, rainfall occurs during the months of June to September, but in Tamil Nadu, rainfall happens in October and November. Now, let us understand the variations in climate in different regions of India.
Okay, so we have discussed about the temperature and precipitation. Now we have to discuss about the interior states of the country face more seasonal contrast compared to the coastal state. So why there is a variation in the different regions, that we are going to discuss.
The interior states of the country face more seasonal contrasts, whereas the coastal areas undergo fewer changes. Variations in climate led to diversity in India. The food people eat, the houses they live in, the clothes people wear, and the work they do is dependent on the climatic conditions of the place they live in India. For example, Kashmiris wear woolen firans to combat the cold, while in southern states, people prefer cotton clothes due to the high humidity levels. Also,
So what it is saying here, that the food people eat, the houses they live in, the clothes people wear, the work they do is depend on the climatic condition of the place they live in India, and that is so true. Okay, that you all are knowing.
wheat is the staple food for people living in North India, whereas rice is the staple food for people in South India. Let's recap what we have learned today.
Yes, students. So up to this clips, these are the main points which we have discussed. So what are that? It is saying here, first of all, we have discussed what is weather and what is climate. Yes. So here it is saying that the weather is the state of the atmosphere over an area at any point of time. Just note it down this all, okay? That what is the definition of the weather and climate, okay? So that is the definition of weather, that it is the state of the atmosphere over an area at any point of time. Atmosphere का जो condition होता है over any period of time, okay? तो उस चीज को हम weather बोलते हैं. Whereas climate क्या है? ये एक long term concept है. तो यहाँ क्या बोला जा रहा है कि climate refers to the sum total of weather conditions and variations in an area over a long period of time. Okay, so you have to write it like that. Now, India has monsoon type climate. Yes, we do have the monsoon type climate only. Yes, एलिमेंट्स कौन कौन से हैं? तो वो है टेम्परेचर एंड प्रेसिपिटेशन. ओके, नाउ इट इज सेइंग कि प्रेसिपिटेशन कैन बी स्नोफॉल और रेनफॉल. यहाँ पे दो ही दिया गया है, बट इसके अलावा भी यू कैन इंक्लूड हेलस्टोन्स. ओके, देन what snowfall is there, rainfall is there, then the hailstones is there, and many other forms. Okay, ओले गिरना, बर्फबारी होना, वो सारी चीजें क्या होती है? वो होती है precipitation. ठीक है. Next it is saying that the interior states of the country faces more seasonal contrast compared to the coastal states. Coastal states के पास जो लोग रहते हैं उन्हें seasonal changes का उतना सामना नहीं करना पड़ता है जितना कि इंटीरियर स्टेट्स के लोगों को करना पड़ता है. Last it is saying variations in the climate condition of India leads to diversity. So yes, our country is diverse in nature in many aspects. One of the aspect is this also, that in a particular country only we are having the variety of climates, and that also make our country diverse. Okay, so this much we have learned today. Let's just see the question answer round. So the first question is, why is fish a staple food of people in West Bengal? अभी आपने जो ये वीडियोस देखी है, आई गेस उससे आपको ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने में इजी होना चाहिए. It is saying because fish is not costly, because they live in hilly areas, because they live in a coastal area, because fish is not available in West Bengal. So it is the answer why it is a staple food. Yes, because they live in the coastal areas, and the coastal areas people obviously more confined to the seafoods. Okay, and fish is one of the things in that. Okay, so that is why it is this answer. Now next question is, what form of precipitation is observed in Jammu and Kashmir in December? So there are four options: humid, sunny, rainfall and snowfall. So it is the snowfall. Okay, next question, what is the Indian climate type? We have just discussed. What is the Indian climate type, students? It is monsoon. Okay, so likewise the first thing I think it's clear to everyone. Now we will discuss the second topic of this chapter is variation of climate in India. Okay, I don't think इसमें videos हैं हमारे लिए. Okay, there are one. Okay, it's one question only, students. Let's just do it. Why is the climate of Bihar different from that of Kerala? So here it is the options: due to the difference in the pattern of vegetation, due to the longitudinal differences, due to the difference in the density of population, or due to the regional variation. So let's just see the answer. It's the due to regional variations. Okay. No, we are having a lot of I think these all things we have already discussed, students, in the first video, in the first chapter only. No? See, these are only that videos only which we have done in the physical features one. So I am not going to do it again. Okay, it's the repetitive one only. Let's just see this. Factors affecting the climate of India.
The climate of India varies greatly from place to place. For instance, the extreme climate of Delhi is very different from that of Mumbai, which experiences moderate temperatures throughout the year. Let's look at some of the factors that affect the climate of India. Click a tab to learn more.
So students, now there are factors which are mentioned here that all are only responsible for the climate. Okay, so what are the factors that affect the climate if the question is asked? Okay, so you will write factors that affect the climate are relief, monsoon winds, latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, jet streams and tropical cyclones, intertropical convergence zone. Okay, let's just see this.
The Himalayas in the north play a major role in shaping the climate of India. They shield the entire Indian subcontinent from extreme cold winds blowing from Central Asia during the winters. The Himalayas also trap the southwest monsoon winds and bring rainfall to the Indo-Gangetic plains of India. On the other hand, areas north of the Himalayas receive very little rain as they fall in the rain shadow area of the mountain range. Without these mountains, the Indian subcontinent would not have had such fertile plains. Various other relief features in the country also influence the climate of India. For example, the Western Ghats act as a barrier to the southwest monsoon winds and hence cause heavy rainfall on the windward side, while the Deccan Plateau, which falls in the rain shadow area, gets little or no rainfall. Similarly, the Aravalli Hills in the northwestern part of India run parallel to the path taken by the southwest monsoons. As a result, the moisture-laden winds skip western Rajasthan, making the region very dry and desert-like. So also in the northeastern part of India, South Assam gets heavy rainfall, but the northern hills get very little rain as they fall in the rain shadow region.
So students, you have seen that how because of the different regions and the different monsoon waves, okay, the different areas of our country get affected, and because of that only few areas were having the heavy rainfall areas and few were having a very low rainfall areas. Okay, so the reason you have just seen, and for more details you can refer to your textbook. Okay, let's see the next topic. Next factor that affects the climate.
Moisture-carrying southwest winds move from the high-pressure regions of the Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal towards the low-pressure region of northwest India. As a consequence, these moisture-laden winds bring rain to the entire Indian subcontinent in the monsoon months between June and September. In November, the winter winds that originate from Central Asia blow over the Bay of Bengal. On their way, they pick up moisture and bring rain to the southeastern coast of India, especially in the state of Tamil Nadu.
So students, you have seen that how this high pressure and low pressure of the monsoon winds also affects the climate of our country.
The Tropic of Cancer that passes through India divides the Indian subcontinent into almost two parts. Due to this, the areas north of the Tropic of Cancer do not have the midday sun directly overhead at any time of the year. In contrast, the areas south of the Tropic of Cancer have the midday sun directly overhead at least twice in a year. Consequently, the northern part lies in the temperate zone, which gives it a warm, temperate climate. Summers are hot and winters are cold in this region.
So you are getting the students that how our country is, lying between the different visualized, that is the Tropic of Cancer, Equator, Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, but the portion of our country is like only the half is like get covered, and because of this now the little part is always like remains cool, and then in twice in a year we feel the different climates, that is the hot and cold.
On the other hand, the southern part lies in the tropical zone. As a result, it is warmer than the northern part. It does not have a well-defined winter season. Generally, the temperature decreases with an increase in altitude. An increase of 166 meters in altitude causes the temperature to drop by 1 degree. Mountains are therefore cooler than the plains. For instance, even though Kodaikanal is situated in the tropical zone, it is cooler than the surrounding cities because it is situated at an altitude of more than 2,000 meters above sea level.
Okay, so just note down students this all details. In geography you don't need to understand a lot, you just need to know the details and you need to remember that all. Okay, so you just need to notice this all things.
The distance of a place from the sea also influences the climate. The sea has a moderating effect on the climate of places near the coastline. This happens due to the differential rate of cooling and heating of both the land and the sea. This gives rise to the land and sea breeze, which in turn moderates the climate of coastal regions. India is surrounded by water bodies from 3 sides: the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea, and the Indian Ocean are the reason why the monsoon winds can collect moisture and bring heavy rainfall to the region, besides helping to moderate the climate. As a result, the city of Mumbai, which is located near the sea, experiences maritime climate with moderate temperatures throughout the year. The temperature here hardly drops below 15 degrees centigrade. In contrast, Nagpur, which is also in the tropical zone, experiences continental climate as it is far away from the moderating influence of the sea. Summers are very hot, whereas winters are extremely cold and dry.
Okay students, so you have seen that how the distance from the sea to the different places also result to the different climates.
Jet streams or fast-flowing air currents in the upper layers of the atmosphere, combined with the shifting of pressure belts in the winter season, have an important influence on the climate of India. In the winter season, low pressure builds up over the Mediterranean region. As a consequence, air currents or jet streams from this region blow out and arrive in India from the western side. They blow south of the Himalayas throughout the year, except in summer. They bring snow to Jammu and Kashmir and winter rain to the states of Punjab and Haryana. During the summer, low-pressure depressions build up in the Indian Ocean and travel towards the Bay of Bengal. These depressions over the east coast of India cause typhoons to occur on the eastern coast of India.
Okay students, so you have seen that how this jet streams and the tropical cyclones works.
Around the equator, there is a belt where the northeast trade winds and the southeast trade winds converge. This belt is known as the Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITCZ. It is a region of low atmospheric pressure at sea level and is also known as the Equatorial Trough. The ITCZ usually lies about 5 degrees north to 5 degrees south of the equator, but shifts summer over the Ganga plain with the apparent movement of the sun. The migration of the ITCZ into the Indian subcontinental landmass brings the monsoon rains to India.
Yes, students, so you have seen that how this ITCZ lies between the 5-degree north and south of the equatorial belt, okay, and how it shifted to the different time to different part, okay. So, and because of that now we are like having this climate effects in our country, okay. So we have seen the different factors that affect the climate. So this can come as a long answer, so you should just go for the notes of this topic, okay, that you should write what are the factors that affect the climate. So you need to write all these points and a little briefing of each point, okay.
A number of factors in this way contribute to the monsoon type of climate of India. These factors also bring about large variations in the climate of the country.
So precisely this sort of things we have just said, discussed, that what are the factors that affect the Indian climate. So it is the relief, monsoon winds, latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, jet streams and tropical cyclones, intertropical conversion zone. So students, we have discussed up to this much. I hope you people will go through the same from your textbook also, and you will understand the concepts. Here don't take, I always say that don't take much pressure for the geography part. Here you just need to go through the datas only, okay, the details, and you just need to mention that all things, okay, in the answers. So no very hard and fast things are there in the geography. You just need to learn a little points and the details of that and the facts and figures. Likewise only is there in this geography part in your this class, okay. So for this session this much only. Thank you class.